many of us would admit that we don't spend enough time in the presence of God? It's so easy when we come to church. The atmosphere is already set. But what do we do when we go home? I recall a time when I was a young child, and my brother and I started playing the game hide and seek. My brother was a mess. He would always go and hide behind the tree, and I didn't know at first where he was, of course, when we started playing the game, so I would go here and there and all of these other places and try to find him. And then I finally found him behind the tree. The next time we played it, same thing. He's behind the tree again. I didn't know it. Surely he's somewhere else. Surely he's not that crazy to stay in the same place. But we would go through that cycle, and he would be in the same place every time until I finally caught on. And it's just funny because that's the way God is. God's always in the same place, but sometimes we're here, we're there, we're distracted by things, but He's always right there in the same place. And this is where I've been many times in my life. It's where I've been lately. I'm getting better. I'm learning. He's in the same place. I've just got to get myself there. I know where He's at. And this is a process that we shouldn't have to go through. If we know where He's at, that's where we should be. We shouldn't be distracted by here and there and everywhere. So tonight I want to talk to you about distractions and the importance of avoiding distractions, so that we can spend time in God's presence, to live in God's presence, to get what we need, to find refreshing, rest, peace, whatever it is that we have need of. Does everybody know Jeremiah 29:11? Somebody tell me, what is it? I love the Amplified version. It says, I know the plans and thoughts that I have for you, says the Lord, plans for peace and well-being and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. God has a wonderful plan for us. We know that. And as this version says, that includes peace and well-being in our minds. This is where we have the distractions, or in our minds. But then I also want us to look a little further. Verses 12 and 13, they say, then you will call on me, and you will come and pray to me, and I will hear your voice, and I will listen to you. Then with a deep longing you will seek me and require me as a vital necessity, and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart. See, in order to have that peace of mind, have that well-being in our minds so that we don't get distracted, we can have that all the time, we have to seek Him. And there are two different levels, in my experience and what I've been through, to seeking Him. We have that drive-through, that restaurant mentality, where that's where most of us are. That's the place where we live. That's what we do. But then there's that second level of seeking, and that's the buffet style. That's that deep, intimate, where we just lay it out. We have time to spend there. It's that intimate time that we have with God. And that's the place that we have to get to so that we don't take on distractions. That's that vital place, that place of sacrifice, that place of pressing in. That's the place where we love God deeply with a passion. We get rid of things. We have to press in. Let's look at Luke 10, 38 through 42 in the Amplified version. Now, while they were on their way, Jesus entered a village called Bethany, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary, who seated herself at the Lord's feet and was continually listening to his teaching. But Martha was very busy and distracted with all of her serving responsibilities, and she approached him and said, "Lord, is it of no concern to you that my sister has left me to do the serving alone? Tell her to help me and do her part." But the Lord replied to her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered and anxious about so many things. But only one thing is necessary, for Mary has chosen the good part, that which is to her advantage, which will not be taken away from her." I believe that Martha loved God with all of her heart because she welcomed him there. She was seeking him. She got to that first level, but she never made it to the second one where she laid at his feet like Mary did because she got distracted by all of the things she had to do. All of this was going on around her. And she never made it to that intimate time with God, with Jesus. She was distracted. Because see, when we get to that second level of seeking God, loving on God, it's just like communication. You have to get to that the next level, which is listening. You know, when we lay before God, we lay ourselves out there. I love you, God. Thank you so much for where you brought me from. But then he's got to have a time to talk back to you, where he can say, "I want you to do this," or "I don't want you to do this." That's where I was guilty. I was crying out to God, calling out to God, "I love you," but I never made it to that time of being quiet, where he could say, "This is your distraction. This is what you need to get rid of. This is what you need to do." Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek him and his kingdom first and his righteousness, and all these things will be added." That's what she was missing. If she would just go and lay out and listen and not worry about those things, because when we're seeking, all of those things are going to take care of themselves. I also love Psalm 46:10, where it says, "Be still and know that I am God." That does not mean to sit down and do nothing. When I study that out, the be still part means let go, let drop, to be quiet, relax. You see, in order to have that peace in our minds, to have that rest in our minds, we have to let go of some things. We have to let them drop, and we have to get to a place of being quiet, to where he can speak to us. That we're not going to get there. Hey, isn't it easy to come to church and just let go of stuff? The atmosphere is already set. We just come in, it's amazing. But what happens when we're out and we're on our own and these distractions come and these things start coming and we just fall into them? We keep taking them on. We keep, letting them jump around in here. Why is it easy to seek here and to lay out here and to give those things here and to listen? We should be doing that outside of here. We should be doing that on our own, not getting caught up in all the things, because that's why when we get here, we can't minister to people, because we got to get something else again for ourselves that we should have done at home. And I'm telling you, this is where I'm at. I've been there so many times in my life with different things. When my daughter moved out 2.5 years ago, she went to go live with her dad. I was in a mess up here. And I carried it for so long, and so long, and so long, and it just got to be just a distraction. It became a weight. It became heavy. And I was so distracted that I couldn't minister to other people because I was so caught up in my own stuff. But I finally had to let it go. I finally had to be still, let it go, drop it, and get to a place of rest in my mind to where I could focus on what I was supposed to be doing. And even right here recently, I think just like when I was little, I did it over and over and over until I finally caught on like, hey, wait a minute, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think I'm finally getting there, praise God. And it took, I'm just going to be real, it was a couple of months ago. I was just so tired, exhausted, just like, I would get up tired. I tried to sleep 8, 9, 10 hours, it didn't work, I got up tired. And I just kept going. At the end of the day, I was tired. I couldn't do much of anything because I was just exhausted. And through my daily Bible reading, I read that passage about Mary and Martha. And it's like, duh, Holy Spirit tried to tell me then. But there are times when I'm even reading my word or praying that I get distracted. I just, from praying, I'm over here thinking about what I got to do. What's going on over here? And apparently that's what I did at that moment. So then a couple of days later, I was telling my husband, complaining, I'm just tired, I'm just so tired. And I remember seeing him, he just looked at me with just a serious face and he said, you're too busy. And of course, you always get mad at the people closest to you, like, what are you talking about? You get that little, because it's your spouse, it's comfortable, you can just on them, and which is not what we should do. Let me say, the person closest to you will be more in tune and will talk to you. That's Holy Spirit talking through them, but we get in our flesh and, who are you talking to? Well, let me see what you got going on. And that's what I did. Be real, that's what I did. I had to go back and apologize, but I didn't at that moment. I still kept going. So then a couple of days later, it was church day. Sunday night, all excited, I'm fine, I'm good, got this going on. And the pastor gets up here with his, y'all remember that night? The superhero shirt, busting everybody out, telling them what they should be doing. Remember that? I was like, yeah, get him. And then finally he came to me. He was saying, you used to read people's mail, you used to do this. He was going to things that I should be doing, floating in. And he said, but you're too busy. It took 3 times. I'm missing ministering to God's people. 3 times he tried to tell me. But what happened to me was I got distracted and started taking on things I shouldn't take on, just too many. I got distracted, which turned into a weight. And I was weighted down and became exhausted because I was carrying something I was not meant to carry. All of the busyness and mine was just going 90 to nothing, constantly just thinking about what I had to do. I didn't stop long enough to get in that intimate place. I did, but then I didn't make it to the second part, which is that listen. Because the listen part is the downloads. It's the place where he says, give it to me, rest. And that's what I wasn't doing. That's what I was missing. See, we can have so many distractions. It can go from A to Z with distractions. Busyness, worry. We worry about people, our lost loved ones. We try to control everything, think it through. Fear, people in general. People can, suck the life out of you if you don't use wisdom in who you spend time with and how much time you spend there. Politics can be a distraction. We can get really off. Man, y'all, I get so mad. You get on Facebook and you see just this over and over and over and over, people giving their opinions, and it starts arguments and fights, and you can get sucked up in that, looking at it, and you can get sucked up in doing it too. Your phone, TV. We can even get distracted by being in our Word. Yeah, I felt that. We have to have the Word. You know what I'm saying? We have to have the Word. But we can get so busy that we just go on trails and just spend time there, and then we get in our flesh and we start our mind just over and over and rolling this way and that way, and then I've done it. Just like Pastor tried to teach us, I didn't listen again. But you can get caught up in that, and you can go on rabbit trails, and you'll find yourself out here. When we just listen. The Holy Spirit's just trying to say, listen. But I got distracted, I got weighted down, and I got busy. And I didn't find that place of listening to what he wanted me to do. Because we can have peace and rest in our minds all the time. We can live in that place. In Psalm 23 it says, he leads me beside the still, quiet waters and refreshes my soul. And we know part of our soul is our mind. Jesus spoke, be still, and it stopped. Psalm 34:10 says, the young lions lack food and grow hungry, but they who seek the Lord will not lack any good thing. We don't have to go without that peace and the rest in our minds, because he's provided that for us. If we'll just do what he's asked us to do in the scriptures, to seek him, to listen to him, to obey him. Matthew 11:28-30 says, come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden and overburdened, and I will cause you to rest. I will ease and relieve and refresh your souls. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle, meek, and humble, lowly in heart, and you will find rest, relief and ease and refreshment and recreation and blessed quiet for your souls. For my yoke is wholesome, useful, good, not harsh, hard, sharp, or pressing, but comfortable, gracious, and pleasant, and my burden is light and easy. That's the way we should feel all the time. We shouldn't feel burdened down. In Hebrews 12:1, it tells us to cast off every weight that hinders us. When we start feeling heavy, that's the spirit of heaviness, trying to keep us from doing what God's called us to do. Sister Becky, come here a minute. I'm standing right here, face that way. So this is what it looks like. Starts out here. You can feel it, right? It's not that heavy, it's there, but you can still feel it. So this is what happens. Okay, you see how the heaviness can affect you. Let me ask you something. Do you see what finally happened? She was forced to go down. She was forced to let it go. And that's what she did. She let it go. She got rid of it. And then she got up. And I sensed the peace immediately. She went, that's what happens when we let it go. We can enter into that place of rest and peace. And we can live there all the time. God has an amazing plan for our life, just like the scripture said. He has an amazing plan for us, one that doesn't consist of chaos and confusion in our minds. We don't have to be distracted and weighed down. We can have peace and rest and a well-balanced mind. If we do that second part, we seek Him, we require Him, we live in His presence, and we take time to hear His voice. Daddy's in the same spot He's always been. It's us who moves. We must get back to seeking Him, crying out to Him, loving on Him, and letting Him love on us and speak to us as we listen to His voice. Some of us, we've got to get past all of this, the mind games, where we constantly stay in an uproar about things where we're distracted. We've got to be free because we've got to be kingdom-minded and eternity-minded, because it's not about us. If we can't get past our own stuff and get free, then we can't help others be free. When I stand before Him one day, I want to hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And I want Him to show me all those people that He tried to speak to me about, that I was supposed to minister to, that I was supposed to lead to the Lord, that I was supposed to lay hands on them and they're healed, that I was supposed to encourage. I want to see all those people there. I don't want to have to look and then realize the people that are missing because I was too busy with my own stuff, with my own self. So I want to challenge you. Press in His presence. Get to that place of intimacy that He longs for with us. Get to that place where we can lay everything down, where He can speak to us and we can follow His voice. Is there anyone tonight that you're carrying something that's heavy? I know we should be able to do it on our own. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. But sometimes when we're not quite at that place, we need our brothers and sisters to maybe pray for us and encourage us and help us. Is there anybody that's carrying anything that you need to get rid of tonight? Amen. Father, I thank You so much for this honor to be able to speak to Your people. I thank You, Lord, for Your word that is true, and it brings life and it brings freedom. I thank You that we can seek You and that we can find You when we search for You with all of our hearts. I thank You that we can not only be hearers of Your word, that we can do Your word and be obedient to You. In Jesus' name.